Hello, my YouTube subscribers. I'm coming back again with another show with Celebrity and Variety Talk with Josie Latimer. Today I wanted to bring out something regarding the Maleah Davis story. Um, no one really knows what happened to the little girl, even though DERION VENCE, the accused killer, murderer, well, actually, he hasn't been charged with murder. He was charged with tampering of the body. Uh, but what I wanted to say is that, and I've always said that, was she raped and injured? Look at this, everybody. Here's a clip here where a 5-year-old girl was paralyzed by rape and shock Sierra Lamone. Okay, this little girl was raped and paralyzed by some grown man, which is the same age as Maleah. And it goes on down to say, at first no one knew why the 5-year-old could no longer move her legs or control her urine. For months, she just lay on the ground, unable to walk or play. So you know what? Do you think that could have been what happened to Maleah Davis, that she possibly was raped and then he injured her so bad that everyone would have known, or the little girl died from complications of that? Because here, this is really something that I just happened to run across this, and this little girl was 5 years old like Maleah Davis. It's something that happened to that little girl. She was injured. She was injured. Either they hit her, or DERION VENCE could have possibly raped that little girl and hurt her. The reason I'm saying that is because of the fact that QUANELL said the mother admitted to him abusing that little girl and bathing that little girl, which means he had access to that little girl's body, and he possibly was possessed and in love with that baby. He could have had a sick mind, which is why they are doing a psychic evaluation on him at this time. Another thing I wanted to point out was that, you remember on the birthday picture, he was holding her and putting her down. I'm wondering, why wasn't that her father? I mean, do somebody else love somebody else's little girl that deep that he's so much into her as if it was his own daughter? He should have held some type of a distance with her, knowing that that wasn't his child. Oftentimes, men hold a certain distance when they know that it's not their child. And in fact, he wasn't even in Brittany Bowen's life long enough to even be that close with the baby. Another thing I wanted to point out is remember when he said that the Hispanic guys attacked him on the side of the road, and that one of them said, "Oh, she's a cute little thing. Oh, she's pretty. She's a cute, sweet little thing." What would make him even come up with that? And we later found out that he lied. See, those words was in his mind, which means he probably thought she was a cute, sweet little thing. And he had been thinking that all along. To even come out and to make up something like that in his mind. I don't know how he could have thought that in his mind and even came out and said it, that the Hispanic guy said, "Oh, she's a cute, sweet little thing. She's a sweet, cute little something." That was in that man's mind. He was sick. He fell in love with that baby. He fell in love with that baby, and I think he actually possibly could have raped her. He could have raped her. Prior to him hurting her, he could have just been fondling that little girl when he was bathing her, because for the mother to tell QUANELL that she did not want him to bathe that little girl possibly could have given her signs to kind of let her know that something was going wrong. And that's why I still fault the mother. I don't care how the mother feels. I don't care how anyone feels. And if anybody put downs on my page, I really don't even care. Because facts are facts. That not only the mother failed her, but also CPS, the father, We all know the stepfather failed that baby. A lot of people failed that baby, even that grandmother, because when you're grandmother, you kind of have to step up to the plate. Because I have an ex-sister-in-law of mine, and she's in Lake Tahoe, Nevada, and her daughters are in Houston, and she's always been concerned about her grandkids. She even spoke with her daughter's boyfriend. She even spoke with her daughter's boyfriend, or live-in boyfriend, and told him that how she feels about anybody being over her grandkids, and she wants to make sure. So she kind of put fear in him, which is what I was saying early on. I thought that the dad should have put fear in DERION VENCE so that this kind of stuff wouldn't happen. I mean, even if that little girl, if it was an accident, why did he have to throw the body on the side of the road and treat her like trash? If he really loved her and cared for her like he said he would, no way he could pack that basket that everyone saw. No way. No way could he have packed the basket and been so cold to dump her out like she was garbage. I mean, at one hand, I tried to give him a little credit when I said, oh, he didn't burn that body, because remember they saw the gas can in the trunk. I was very, very afraid that he possibly could have burned her body. But no, I can't give him any credit. And the reason why I can't give him any credit, because he dumped her on the side of the road. He had no feelings at all. I mean, that was horrific. That was horrible. If it was an accident, why didn't he call the cops? If it was an accident with him or Brittany Bowens, whoever did it, why, if it was an accident, why didn't they call the cops? Then they possibly at that time could have really detected if it was an accident or not, because her body would have been whole and not dumped out like trash for tractors and worms and trailers to run over. So, did he molest 5-year-old Maleah Davis, you guys? What do you think? Please leave your comments. I know my hand is shaking because when I saw this 5-year-old girl paralyzed by rape, he could have raped her and wanted to get rid of the body because she was raped and injured. Like I said, prior to the rape, you know how pedophiles do. First of all, they play with little kids. They get aroused sexually around little kids, and then later they'll go back and rape them. I think I saw that on a YouTube channel where this guy said that's what happened with him when his sister raped him. It was a R. Kelly story. Actually, it was R. Kelly's brother. And he was on Tasha K, and he said that his sister would start out by luring him into the room, and then later she would finally molest them, rape them. So this is really something. Did he rape 4-year-old Maleah Davis? This little girl was 5 years old. She was paralyzed. And again, they said, as I read further on down, it said here, at first, no one knew why the 5-year-old girl could no longer move her legs or control urine for months. She lay on the ground, unable to walk. At first, people thought it was witchcraft, but the real reason was more horrific. The child had been brutally raped and left paralyzed as a result of her injuries. Wow. This case has brought issues of sexual violence against children in the forefront. Wow. Can you guys believe this? Wow. This baby was raped at 5 years old, paralyzed, and could not move her body. So tell me, what do you think? This stuff is, I know something had to happen to Maleah Davis. Something had to happen to the baby. He raped her, possibly hurt her. Because this right here could be just letting people know. Sometimes God does things in mysterious ways because everybody wonder what happened. He says she didn't suffer. Well, maybe if he molested her, she could have died. This little girl got paralyzed, but some little kids will die from something like this. Oh my God. At first, no one knew why the 5-year-old girl could no longer move her legs or control her urine. For months, she lay on the ground, unable to walk and play. And so, see, people didn't want to believe that someone would do this to a child because people said, some in the community blamed witchcraft. But the real reason was more horrific, everybody. The child had been brutally raped and left paralyzed as a result of her injuries. Could that be a sign to everybody? Let me know what you think about this. Please leave your comments, subscribe, like, and share this. Was Maleah Davis abused sexually? It had to be a reason that he killed her. It had to be a reason that he tried to get rid of the body so that nobody could tell what he did. If it was an accident, why didn't he call the cops? So I don't buy the accident story. And this could be a sign right here that could have happened to that child. Because, again, as I said, the mother said before with QUANELL, when he made her talk, the mother said that he was bathing that girl against his will. That means the whole time he probably was molesting that child, and then finally he raped her. I do believe that could have possibly happened. This could have allegedly possibly happened because he said it was an accident. So maybe he went too far this time. He probably molested her all the other times, and this time he went too far. And that mother knows something. So either she was hit in the head, beat, or raped by DERION VENCE, possibly. I just couldn't believe what I saw. Please leave your comments and let me know what you think about this story. I just am so shocked because this little girl couldn't even hold her urine from an adult man raping a 5-year-old child. I gotta go now. Leave your comments and let me know. Please click subscribe. And I'll talk to you later. And thank you for tuning in once again to Celebrity and Variety Talk. I'm your host, Josie Latimer. Goodbye.